you have my office line?
There, Silver Gales.
All right. I'd like to call the Village of Middleville Committee of the whole meeting to order. Rhonda, may I have roll call, please?
Mike Kramer,
Here.
Steve Baldry,
Here.
Robert Bishop,
Here.
Richard Hamilton,
Here.
Mackenzie Peters, Kevin Smith, Ann Williams.
Here.
All right, please rise for the pledge. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, under God, indivisible, with liberty and
Everyone should have a copy of the agenda either in front of them or on the screen.
I will make a motion to excuse trustees.
They're coming, but yeah, you can do that.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Okay, excuse
Or-
trustees Smith, or sorry,
You're good.
trustees
Peters.
Peters and Smith.
We have a motion with support to excuse trustees Peters, and Smith. Any further discussion before we vote?
Sorry, I didn't catch you supported that.
Mr. Hamilton.
Hearing none. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. And
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda.
Support.
a motion with support to approve the agenda as printed. Any further discussion before we vote?
Nope.
Hearing none. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Brandon, I'm sorry, public comment first. If anybody'd like to speak. Now we'll move on to Brandon. Village projects update with Mr. Mears. Welcome, Brandon.
All right, thank you for having me. Nice to be here. So good afternoon, everyone. Many projects going, as you are aware of here in the village. I emailed some comments earlier to Craig and to Alec. And just to give you an update on the wastewater treatment plant, we submitted the operations and maintenance manual to George. I'd had some red line as-built in there. Want to get his comments on that, and then we'll make any final edits to the O&M manual and to finish up the as-built, and that'll wrap up that project. So I think we have a little bit of engineering budget left on the table, so that'll be for the village to not have to spend on that. So that was a really good, successful project, we think. So really happy about that. Also, we had the grant kickoff meeting with representatives from MDOT and from DNR on funding for the Paul Henry Trail bridges. So, and also there was an email exchange about a RAP grant, RAP grant. So we're going to pursue those avenues of funding here where we're in a good window of time to get everything we need for the submissions next spring for both of those, well, all three of those grant programs. So we're excited about that. In the meantime, we've ordered surveys, so you may see some surveyors along the trail. We got to get those areas right next to where the bridge impact area is going to be, and then we're going to do an overlay on that too. So we'll get some parts and tie that to the as-built drawings that our office did from way back in 1999. So we still have those, and that was done in metric, by the way, too. So that was during MDOT's experiment with the metric system under the 1996 MDOT rules. So that was interesting when I saw those. Jarred the memory a little bit. Okay, Dearborn is complete. The last pay app has been issued, and the as-builts are being updated. So we'll get those submitted to the village soon. Irving Road design is ongoing, and hopefully we'll have another meeting with Alec here soon. Before the end of the month here. That'll be the goal with that. And then Alec has an inspection video, I believe, of the reservoir.
Yes.
Okay. We'll incorporate anything that needs to happen there from a structural standpoint once we review that. Railroad Street with the widening sidewalk, sanitary, water curb. Survey is going to be out there very soon, so that's been ordered. And then that will start the design process. Understand this is not for construction next year, right? So that'll be for the following year. But we'll get a nice set of plans put together, get it out to bid plenty early so we get the best bid price on it, get someone to start that in the spring of 2026. Mid-Villa has their permits, and our old friend Dwayne Weeks there is going to do the spot inspection that we require to make sure that the utilities are constructed to the village's standards, so we can accept those when they're complete, testing and all that, put into service. High Street, the top course is happening Friday, And the permanent signage will be staked in place soon. So we're getting really close to the end of that, which is good because we're getting really close to the end of the nice weather. So we all know what's coming. High Street retaining wall is starting on November 11th. So grateful that Caterburg and Verhage was able to, give us a nice price on that and find time in their schedule to do that. So I think it helps that my sister's next door neighbor is a Verhage. So, and we're all friendly. So that was good. And Greg Norman, who some of you may know from the old, I think it was Dan Valley Construction, I believe that was right there on Crane Road in Grand Rapids. So Greg Norman used to be the estimator and project manager for Dykstra there. So
He came over.
that's who I talked to.
Came over here from Australia.
Yeah, there's actually, I think there's two G's in Greg, I think it is, or it's not quite spelled the same way as the golfer that blew the Masters, but I couldn't resist. No, but it would seem to be the same name as Greg Norman. Of course, he's the CEO of Live Golf too. Well, I think he's stepping down, but he was. Anyway, can digress all day. Are there any questions about any of the projects? I don't believe I missed anything.
No, sounds great. Thank you.
All right, thanks for the opportunity. Appreciate it.
All right. Next, we have Glormar with our budget adjustments.
Good afternoon, council members. As my agenda report explains, after the last October meeting, I had met one of our consultants helping me finishing the band reconciliation for September. And also, we finally closed the account with Huntington Bank. So we're now with one bank account. We needed to make changes in the budget, in the system. So after that, there was different numbers that we needed to adjust. And that's why I spoke with Mr. Stonsomer and said, okay, we need to do this. So basically what I need tonight in order to, because we're close to the time that we're gonna adopt the budget for next year, I need this motion to be done tonight. First, we need to rescind motion 2023 so we can adopt motion 2024 and I can make the adjustments according to the new document that I submitted in tonight's packet. If you have any questions.
I have one.
Sure.
Are there any new accounts in this budget adjustment? Brand new accounts?
No, well, we've been seeing the new account since we opened the one with High Point. It's because I couldn't close the one with Huntington until we were finished with the whole process. So I don't know if you noticed in the revenues and expenditures report that I submitted with the quarterly reports, that we had two cash accounts, one for Huntington and one for everything that came to High Point. So now both of them are merged. It's not like we have a new one, it's just
Nothing new, you just,
merged.
so you don't have another expenditure account that wasn't in there before?
No,
Correct. Simplifying the process.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
you're welcome.
All right. I will make the motion to rescind resolution 2423.
Support.
I have a motion with support to rescind resolution 2023.
24, 23. You said 2023.
2423.
Okay,
Not a
that's
date.
all right. She did too, and it's in your head. It's fine.
So, any further discussion before we vote?
No.
Hearing none. Rhonda, may I have roll call, please?
Richard Hamilton.
Aye.
Mackenzie Peters, not here. Kevin Smith. Rescinding motion
24,
resolution
23.
2423.
For the budget?
That's right. Aye.
Ann Williams.
Aye.
Steve Baldry.
Aye.
Robert Bishop.
Aye.
Mike Kramer.
Aye. Motion carries. And now I'll make the motion to approve resolution 2424.
Support.
I have a motion with support to approve resolution 2424. Any further discussion before we vote? Hearing none. Rhonda, may I have roll call, please?
Kevin Smith.
Aye.
Ian Williams.
Aye.
Steve Baldry,
Aye.
Robert Bishop,
Aye.
Richard Hamilton, Mike Kramer.
Aye. Motion carries.
Thank you.
Laura Mar. All right, Alec. Contract with HydroCorp.
Good evening. Just before I touch with the HydroCorp contract, just to let council know, we have put out on social media and our website. We were supposed to start Monday, but with rain delays, we're starting, some has started this afternoon, but most of it's gonna start tomorrow morning, the closure of Town Center Drive. That is to tie the sewer connection, sewer main in and water connection into the new Midville Flats project. The reason why we're doing it so quickly is so the contractors can get in there, get in the road, dig the road up and get it paved before snow flies. So the goal right now is to get all that done and completed by the weekend. Worst case scenario, it won't be paved yet by the weekend, but we'll have the road back open. So, does anybody have any questions with that?
Go ahead.
No.
Oh, no questions?
Before snow flies.
All right.
Yes. All right. So the HydroCorp contract renewal, we've been contracting with HydroCorp for probably the last at least 15 years. They do all of our non-residential cross-connection inspection programs, essentially verifying that all non-residential customers are not backflowing any water, potential harmful water into our system with their machines or processes that they're doing. So on an annual basis, they send out notices to all the non-residential customers with backflow preventers for the water system. They take care of all the paperwork for us, and they also come and inspect somewhere between 40 and 90 services a year to make sure they go into the buildings, inspect them, and then they have send out any notices that if they have to re-inspect, changes that need to be made, so on and so forth, to keep us in compliance with the state. For us to do this in-house, it would be, in my opinion, a considerable amount more than what we're paying them, even with the increase that we're doing. It's a lot of paperwork and phone calls and follow-ups that have to be done on the back end, and including all the inspections that need to be done. So this increase over a 2-year contract is an increase of $318 a year. But again, I still think that's a considerable savings than us doing it in-house. So.
Mr. President, I'll move that we support the contract renewal with HydroCorp for
4254.
It's 2 year, right?
2 year, yep, that's an annual cost.
Okay, annual cost. Support.
To full council.
You need it today?
I do not need it today. If you would like to move it to full council, either in the regular agenda or on the consent agenda, that'd be acceptable.
So consent agenda.
Consent agenda.
Okay. Still support? Okay. We have a motion with support to move the approval of contract renewal with HydroCorp for the annual amount of $4,254 and allow the village manager to sign all related documents to the consent agenda of the next regular council meeting. Any further discussion before we vote? Hearing none. Rhonda, may I have roll call, please? Oh, no, wait, we're moving it. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you. And we have the 2025 budget. Welcome, Craig.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. So we have an updated draft budget for your consideration, 2025 draft budget. I do have included in there my reorganization ideas for the planning and zoning and the DDA positions. It'd be my intention early next year to re-engage with Mr. Notley, who did our classification and compensation study a few years ago, specifically to look at this new position, see if we're in alignment with that or not, if we need to make any adjustments. I've had some private conversations with both Mr. Hamilton and Mr. Smith regarding that, and maybe there could be some tweaks that need to be made with that anyhow. So that would be my intention for that. And then also on Included in that are projected fund balances. There is an error in there which will be corrected for the final budget proposal. The sewer fund and water fund were reflecting total enterprise funds. So what that means is that was including everything, pipe, under the ground, the whole work, so the value of that stuff instead of the actual cash basis that we have. So the actual cash basis that we have for the sewer fund, or projected cash basis for the end of 2025, would be $1.6 million, and projection for the water fund would be $471,000. Everything else is correct to the best of my knowledge, and in projections. So if you have any questions, let me know. Otherwise, we don't really need any type of motion at all for this. Just if there's any changes that you would like to see made on there, we can work with those.
Did we reflect that new position onto the DDA budget?
Yes, yep, and that is subject to the DDA board approving that next week also, or not next week, but in 2 weeks.
Mr. President, I just have one quick question about this. When you have projected here fund balance $1.6 million, is that in general, or is that the annual? Like, as in like a surplus or an extra amount of money that's being added to our fund?
So that would be the balance after everything is
everything's
added and subtracted.
Okay, so
Yep.
it doesn't necessarily reflect extra revenue or whatever that's then not been allocated to a
Right,
particular
so in my narrative, it shows what we're planning on for expenditures and revenues in there, and then the total.
All right, I just wanted to get clarity on
Yep.
that. Thanks.
You're welcome.
All right. Any other questions, comments, concerns? We'll move on to the revised 457 participation discussion.
Yes, so this, we have a few employees that have an old Roth IRA, but they're not able to convert that to our existing 457 unless we have an agreement by the village council to adopt the multiple options plan that MERS has in front of you. So in order to do that, and then also if employees wanted to do just a straight Roth IRA in the future, they could do that if council adopted this option. And this could either be adopted tonight, or it could be moved on to the subsequent meeting.
This gives the employee more flexibility.
More flexibility
How
with
they
their,
want to manage their own retirement.
absolutely, yep.
Does it remain post-tax?
So one option would be pre-tax, one would be post-tax. So the Roth would be the post-tax,
Right.
the 457 would be pre-tax.
They're
Or the other way
not
around.
converting their Roth into that's a post-tax fund.
Correct.
Savings to a pre-tax,
Right.
right?
No, they
Okay,
would, yeah,
all right.
they would have to manage all those tax.
I don't know the rules
implications.
on that stuff.
Yeah, they would have to manage all those implications with their accountant or with MERS.
All right.
You need a motion?
I do.
Also move.
Support.
I'll read it for you. We have a motion with support to approve adding the MERS 457 participation agreement and authorizing the village manager to sign all related documents.
This could go to the
Would you like to send it on
consent agenda if you'd like to.
to the consent agenda?
Still support.
All right. Any further discussion before we vote? Hearing none. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Okay, next in front of you is also something for, not for existing employees, but for retired employees. None of our existing employees have any type of healthcare benefit to them, but there is a healthcare savings plan program that was afforded to previous employees hired before 2015. Currently, we send checks, as Mr. Kramer showed a check that we, that we send out pretty recently. So we cut all those checks and we send them out to everybody that is eligible for that. This would allow us to just work with MERS and allow them to manage this benefit on our behalf. Potentially, they could invest that into, some savings program and even earn some interest and that sort of thing if they chose to do that. So it'd be more of a benefit to the retired employees than it would be, to us. It'd be a little bit less paperwork and things for us, but in the end, it'd be a better program for those retirees.
Yeah. Mr. President, I'll move to support the, read it for me.
Gotcha. Do you want to put that on the consent agenda as well?
That one is a resolution that needs to be,
All right. So then that would go on the regular agenda if we wanted to move it, or we could do it today.
Do
We
it
usually
today.
move stuff.
Yeah, to the regular
It's
meeting.
not of time of essence, we typically
Yeah.
do.
You want to move it?
Yeah.
All right. We have a motion with support to move approval of Resolution 2426, establishing the MERS Healthcare Savings Program for the Village of Middleville for the Village of Middleville. Well, that reads terrible. And authorize the village manager to sign it
I know.
at that time. We missed a letter. There it is.
yeah.
Any further discussion before we vote?
Quick question on the expense. This does not add to our annual expense whatsoever.
It does not. They,
Right.
they do this as part of their ongoing platform.
Okay, very well.
Any other discussion before we vote? Hearing none.
I thought I did anyways.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
And they noticed as we were going through all these that we didn't have a new form authorizing folks to sign
Sign.
forms for them. So another resolution needs to be signed.
I'll make the motion to move Resolution 2425, establishing authorized signatories for MERS contracts and service credit purchase approvals, and to authorize the village manager to sign all related documents to the next regular council agenda.
Support.
We have a motion with support to do what I just said. Any further discussion before we vote? It's not nice if I read it twice. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Okay, last but, well, for me for now anyway, council rules of procedure as requested, we were looking at eliminating the committee of the whole moving forward. So this along with some other redlined options or items in this new council rules of procedure are in front of you for your consideration. We had Mr. Nettleton look through this and give us the red line version. So if you're interested in that, then that would need to be moved forward to the next meeting as well. And then we had some discussion at the joint meeting with the DDA about having a quarterly work session. We can add that as needed. My thought is to have that on every fifth Tuesday that pops up, which ends up being about quarterly. So we could do that and then invite whatever boards we want and have whatever education discussion we want at that point during those also.
I don't know if I'd put that in the rules and procedures.
We're not.
Okay.
No, we're gonna, that was just kind of an aside note. Yep.
Okay.
Nope.
We're not even gonna put it on the meeting.
Nope. We'll just add it as we discuss and have agreement to that. Yep.
Mr. President, I propose that we move this to a full council meeting. Because there's a few things in there that I just have questions about,
To the regular agenda.
to the regular agenda.
Okay.
Support.
We have a motion with support for moving the adoption of the proposed revisions to the rules and procedures as recommended by the village attorney to the next regular council meeting. Any further discussion before we vote? Hearing none. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Okay, thank you.
All right.
You want me to stand up there for this?
Do you want us, I mean, you have a microphone at your desk.
You take your chair over here.
Whatever you guys want.
All right. So next you have the village manager evaluation. I sent that in the PDF form and I put it all in the PDF form, but a lot of you had lengthy comments and it makes it really hard to read. So I sent it to Craig and had him export those into a side document. So everyone should have a copy of that in the agenda. Correct?
Correct.
Okay.
Yes. And then I sent everybody email, if there's anybody wanted to give me additional discussion or whatever, I'm open to do that whenever, so.
Anybody want to lead off?
Happy to. First off, when doing any kind of evaluation like this, I just wanted to give you my precedent for any of the scores that I gave. Between 2.5 and 3 is they're doing their job exactly as it's described. You go above that to get into the 4 and I refer to 5. After reviewing this, it looks like everybody else followed that same precedent. But it also reflected that, Craig's done a bang up job since he started. And as with anybody that's new to a particular role, it takes time to adjust, and you kind of give 12 months for them to just get comfortable in their shoes. And then I think from there, Craig has been very graceful in receiving feedback from the board and others.
Sure.
Certainly it's not an easy job. And I would say, there's a lot going on with regard to a lot of Alex projects, and we're still trying to play cleanup from a lot of other issues that we've had in the past. So I've been very impressed with Craig. He's easy to approach, and the reviews, I felt like everybody had some really thoughtful feedback for him, and I think it will only make him better. So with that, we can discuss salary. I think Mike and I had a really good conversation about salary and where he fits within the communities surrounding us, and given the size and growth of Middleville in general. So I felt like it was a really good report, and I would hope that anybody that would receive that report, I was just really impressed with everybody's feedback on it. So.
Thoughts?
Just for me in my corporate days, you were never able to get a 5. It just didn't exist. Because wouldn't improve upon that at all. For that, I would never give you a 5, sorry.
Fair enough, it's fine. I probably wouldn't give myself a 5 either.
But I think you've done a great job, and I certainly have no complaints. Anytime I had a question, you answered them right away. And looks to me like you manage it very well. And I hopefully commented that correctly.
Yep. Thank you. I appreciate that.
I find Craig very easy to work with. I sit down when you talk through things, he understands it, takes it into consideration, generally acts on it, never has unacted on it. As far as having 5s, I always had 5s in my evaluations, except for getting along with people. That's not my fault. You could relate to that, Mike?
Oh, man. They're just numbers.
Thank you, Mr. Hamilton.
You're welcome.
My review usually comes in the form of being the first one called when something breaks. I'd rather have 5s.
So I appreciate Craig. You do a lot. You really do a lot. You do more than what people notice and give you props for that. So it's a lot to handle with all these different personalities. So I appreciate that. Communication's always my biggest thing. Talking more, transparency, more to the public. But other than that, you handle everything well, and I'm proud to be a part of it.
All right, thank you.
He's filled the same form out for me 3 times and hasn't complained once.
There's the benchmark.
There it is.
It's-
job easy.
Well, it's incredibly frustrating sometimes to deal with government. And so I have been trying to get health insurance back and I keep getting refused because apparently I make almost $17,000 doing this job because the state of Michigan doesn't know how to divide by 6.
Oh my God.
So yeah.
Yeah.
So you can deal with government on one hand or you could deal with government on the other hand. And I'm glad we're dealing with Craig.
Thank you, I think.
Not sure why.
Right.
That's good
Well, there's
stuff.
people that make government go smooth and then there's the state of Michigan. So
Yeah, now I work for a government. I absolutely understand that.
Yeah.
There's so many layers to deal with. And at this level, I think you've mastered the layers that you're working with. I think you're an asset to this village. So I have no complaints either. Thank you for, taking this job at a pretty tumultuous time and sticking with it. And it's not going to be an easy road going forward either, but I feel like you're the right guy for the job. So thank you.
Thank you. Well, I appreciate everybody, your confidence in me and, giving me the ability to assemble my team, which is amazing. I wouldn't be, able to receive any of the marks that I did receive without my team. They've been phenomenal and I appreciate the ability or you allowing me to do everything I can to keep them and to allow them to grow and to really, make this place a really nice place to work and live. So.
That being said, I think Kevin and I and Craig sat down, we had a discussion, and I think we came to a conclusion of around giving a raise to 106, I think is what it was, plus a vehicle expense. So what we can do is we can put that on paper and bring that to the next meeting. If that works with everybody? Or it's still open for discussion, because that was just 2 of us.
No,
We're going from,
with the other municipality examples and stuff, for the job he's done, I think that's adequate.
just for the record, we're going from something to 100.
We're going from 98.
Right.
Okay.
Okay. Any other discussion? You don't need a motion to put that on the agenda, do you?
Nope, we can bring a revised contract to the next meeting. Yeah.
I'm sure Craig's got that documentation ready to go.
I think we got it.
You tried on that a long time ago.
Yeah, well,
And there's no spelling errors or anything on that.
right.
I know, I didn't grab one on the way in. All right, we're down to the last public comment session. Anybody like to speak?
Yes.
Moving on to final council comment.
Yeah.
Oh, hold on.
Are you public or public?
He's counsel, so if you want
At
to
this
do.
point, I could be either one.
Oh, okay, just checking.
Go ahead.
I didn't know where, I just have one quick question. We did resume ours, I don't know, whatever that word is, I'm tired, sorry. Do our Zoom for this year. We paid the fee to have the Zoom. We have not used it. So now we have to make a decision if we choose not to pay for that for 2025. We've not used it at all. We've had a couple of hiccups with our YouTube, but not like we were having with Zoom. So it's under $200 a year. Don't know exactly what it is, but we do need to make a decision internally if we renew that or not.
We only use that for meetings.
That's all we used
right?
it for.
No other potential.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Oh, we use it to allow the public to participate remotely sometimes, but they haven't done that in
Yeah.
who knows how long.
well,
Not lately.
the only public we use, well, I shouldn't say it that way.
Because we've had a couple presenters
Yeah,
use
but we
it.
have not done it all of this year because we can't use Zoom and YouTube at the same time.
Yeah.
So YouTube is free with the way we use it currently.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, we can't use both.
I would say put it on the next agenda for discussion, but it sounds like it's busy. Maybe do it the second meeting.
We can just
I don't know when we have to, I don't,
get direction and we can just
Yeah, I don't
cancel
think
it. We don't
we
need to
need
have
to
a motion
vote on
from
it.
you.
is it $200 expenditure that we do or
Yeah.
don't do?
Well, if we do need it, it's just $200. We can sign up again.
That's what Glorimar said. If something happens to where we want it again, we could always get it again versus renewing our subscription.
It's not like they're gonna say no.
Yeah.
But I think, I mean, Zoom has a free option. It just limits you to like 45 minutes.
Right.
So,
We couldn't do a free option because
No.
it would cut off a public meeting and we're
Mhm.
using that for the
Yeah.
platform
Yeah.
to have people participate.
Yeah.
We can't have that cut off.
and it was the, I mean, the only time I think we used it this year was for.
We have not used it this year.
Event, oh, it
No.
must have been the year
Late
before.
last year, we had one of our presenters show up via Zoom.
Yeah,
because
yeah.
Couldn't make it to
Yeah.
a meeting.
We did not use it at all of 2024.
Well, I mean, I guess
We've,
that's
because
sign
we
of
had,
things to come,
yeah,
I
because
suppose.
we've used YouTube. We haven't used any, we haven't used it all of 2024.
Okay.
Mm-mm.
Well, I mean, I think it's self-evident, but
Yeah.
we
can
can
always
push
get it
that
back.
along. Yeah.
Shut her down.
Okay.
Everybody good with shutting it down? All right.
You want to
Will
agree?
we pay YouTube?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Oh, man.
We don't have a lot of perks with our YouTube, but it's free.
You know,
Yeah, but we don't need a lot of
No,
perks
and
for
there
what
was
we're doing,
only-
so.
There's been one meeting where
Sorry. There was one meeting that I did something and there's no sound. Around 10 people have tried to watch it, but, because we check how many people watch our videos, but, there was no sound. I do not know what I did because I believe it was an MCOW night and there was sound for planning commission. So it had to be a user error. So,
Man, we need to do something to bring up the hits. Are you gonna start?
no, the
Can,
one.
can you jump on camera before we start and say like and
No, I'm
subscribe
saying,
for us?
the one that we didn't have sound, like 10 people still try to watch it. Some of our meetings are around 20, 25 views. It kind of depends. And I think we have 23 subscribers. So,
I use it.
and we link our packet for every meeting. So,
Love it.
All right. Any other staff comment before we move on to council comment? All right. Anybody want to start?
Yeah. I want to thank Mike for his years of service here in this village. Done a real yeoman's job. Now, that's as a person from the public, the person from the council. I appreciate how you steward us new people through the process of being trustees. And I wish you all the luck in the world.
Thank
Stay
you.
off that interstate and have fun down there at Michigan. If I ever go down there with my son again to watch a basketball game, I'll be looking for you.
Oh, I got a parking pass for you.
2 miles away.
No. I found a new one.
You can't sit in rickshaw and $2 to the stadium.
Well, I mean, they have those e-bikes you can ride in now that'll
Yeah.
take you right to the stadium and you can drink in the back.
It's pretty neat. I want to thank you.
Appreciate it. Anybody else?
I also want to thank you. I know we butt heads, but I liked debating with you as much as it doesn't seem like I do. I do. I know you understand and I understand, and it's just all about trying to teach and learn and grow and all that. And I really appreciate everything. And I hope you don't take any hard feelings or anything from any other discussions or whatever, but I appreciate all your tutelage and your kindness that you've shown me. And congratulations, sir.
Thank you.
You're right.
I'm gonna cry.
Congratulations. Congratulations.
That's it.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And thanks, Steve, for your work.
I just want to say thanks to everybody for my 10 short months here. I learned a lot. And it's been very interesting. I did just finish the Michigan infrastructure class. I would recommend all the new council people take that. It's about 30, 35 hours if you follow all the reference links and all that type of stuff. But they would be able to understand the budget a lot better. They'd be able to understand all of our village needs. What is infrastructure? They'll teach everything is infrastructure, from residents all the way down. The one module that I took on Zoom was 4 hours long. So they'll teach you that you have to look what's under the pavement, and what does a block of sidewalk cost? And so you always got that number in your head that, somebody goes, well, gee, I'm gonna put sidewalk, I'm gonna put curb, and, okay, that's roughly how much I have to pile and whatever. So, but I strongly recommend that the new people who are going to take them. Very beneficial.
I'm just taking volunteers. I'm not calling you out. We are ahead of schedule. I'm going to make it to the soccer banquet. So.
Yeah. I think, first of all, thank you, Mike. You've been a tremendous mentor, and it seems like every conversation I have with Craig, I'm always referencing how intelligent you are about all of the things that we have going on. I mean, you just are a wealth of knowledge, and you've committed years of service to the village, and it's remarkable. And they're big shoes to fill, for sure. So it's we have a variety of different challenges, and certainly there's no one approach that's correct, but in my hope, my humble approach to solving the village's current challenges and future challenges will certainly be benchmarked against the depth of knowledge that you've brought to this board. So thank you for that, for sure. On a different note, I am very gracious to the community for putting their trust in me in this particular position. There's a lot to take in, and I'm sure I'll be a deer in the headlights for a while. But I'm confident that once I get my sea legs, I think we'll get a good rhythm going, and I'm very hopeful for where we're headed in the coming years. And with that, just thank you, everybody on the council. I think that this is not the efforts of one person, but a collective of all, and everyone sitting at this desk here has contributed in so many wonderful ways. It's been really easy to maneuver through a lot of the issues that we've had to deal with. And just to sum up how open and willing this board is to learn and understand the challenges that we have before us. The workshop that we had with the DDA was, I felt, very constructive, and certainly gave a lot of information back to the board and how we can approach how we structure that relationship moving forward. And there was just a lot of really good takeaways, and I appreciated Marilyn's input on that as well. So again, it takes a team of really smart people to do the things that we've done. And I'm just very thankful for the participation that each of you have contributed over the years. And my closing statement would be, Steve, I'm so thankful for you. You've brought a lot of wisdom to this board, and have really set a benchmark for anybody following you to really dive in and learn the role and understand the role. And I think everybody here, all of us, including myself, could benefit greatly from some of your practices in just getting to know the process better. So thank you for just being a great desk neighbor.
Pleasure's been mine.
So thanks again. And I guess with that, I just look forward to 2025 and the next couple of years. And I think we should strap in and be ready for some exciting times. So that's it.
Thank you, Mr. Bishop.
you're a crotchety old man, and I'm glad you're gone.
Oh,
No,
truer words have not been spoken.
No,
I might have said that on the other side of the room.
no, everywhere you go, you cause trouble, but like, it's because you care so much. And while the community has benefited from your presence here, it will have lost something when you're gone. So, but I also know that you're gonna go make someone else's life horrible just by trying to make things better. So I both, you know, feel happy for them and sad.
I cannot wait for my coworkers to watch this video. Or possibly
Yeah,
right
we
now.
got one
you
more
never know.
meeting next week.
I know there's a couple stuck on overtime waiting until 8:30 that are probably just sitting in a desk watching this anyways.
You mean they don't know you already?
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, they have an idea.
Okay, all right.
All good?
Yeah, I was surprised by the election. I expected Steve to be with us much longer. That's sort of sad. But that's democracy. People have spoken, so
Okay.
we move forward.
Indeed we do. All right, well, I guess it's me then. Let's be honest, I never set out to be a politician. I'm not a great one. That's for sure. I come from a world of swinging hammers, knocking walls down, and arguing with people, sometimes with your mouth, sometimes with your fist. Let's be honest. And here, you know, when things don't get fixed right away, it frustrates me, and you've all seen it. It's been 10 years of that. I feel like we've made some really solid changes. We fixed some things, fixed a lot of things, and I'm really happy to have Kevin take over, because I probably would have stayed and kept trying to fix things. That's a personality flaw of mine. If something's broke, just keep fixing it until it's fixed. So now I can spend more time with my family. I can hopefully make my commute a little smaller and enjoy the rest. For you that are staying, which is all of you at this point, except for Steve and I, we live and breathe ordinances on this board. We really can make decisions based on how we feel. That can be part of it, but we need to know these ordinances that govern this community. And when you're researching these before meetings, you need to know the point and counterpoint to your argument before you show up. I'm not incredibly smart because I was born with it. I do a lot of reading. I do a lot of interpreting. I make a lot of phone calls. There was quite a bit of time where Alec would say, I don't know if I have time to take this call right now, and just say, I'm in a hole somewhere, I'll call you back. Which she wasn't. I can guarantee that. But use your staff. Especially construction projects, use Alec. He'll reach out to Brandon to get the right answers that you need. If you're not sure on something, if somebody has a question, they're a wealth of knowledge. And please remember that goes for like contract negotiations. That's for all sorts of stuff. Just be the best that you can be for the community, because they deserve it. So this was the first election where I didn't lose any sleep. I went to bed at 8:30 and didn't think anything of it, because I think subconsciously I was ready to be done. 10 years is a long time. And I am the last one sitting here with my name on that bridge. So it's time. Oh, is your name on that bridge, Alec? I stand corrected. That's a lot of weight on your shoulders. How long are you going to make it?
Hopefully a long time.
Fingers crossed.
Forever.
Forever would be solid. All right. So with that being said, I'll be around for a little while longer. We got till May till Jocelyn graduates. And there's still a father-daughter dance that hopefully one of you will promote, because I will not be up here to run Greg's ear ragged with sign up early. Don't forget to buy your corsages. All right. That's all I have. So thank you for your time. Thank you for your patience. The motion will be in order.
Mr. President, I would like to make a motion to adjourn.
Support.
We have a motion with support to adjourn. Any further discussion before we vote? Hearing none. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. I gotta go get drinks.
You can go to the flower shop now and get a really special corsage.